That's a very democratic point of view. I, on the other hand, am one of those weird Democrats who believe that a well-funded and well-trained army is a good thing to have. Being raised in the military and having been in the military myself, it kind of makes sense to me. Activism-wise, I'm involved, as I said, in the Transgender American Veterans Association. It's an organization where we try and get the VA to get its head out of its ass. But it's the government, so it's hard. They just keep holding on. We have managed to get them to do some changes. It used to read that, it's like, it says plastic surgery. We will do any form of plastic surgery that is necessary for the patient's physical and mental well-being. But if it's trans, oh hell no. Really, it almost says that. It has its own little section, trans. Oh, just no, we don't do anything. If they say they're trans, we set them on fire. But now they've decided that they'll do everything but surgery. And I'm kind of okay with that, because a VA surgeon, I don't want them anywhere near there. I mean, they screwed up, kidney stone surgery, ureteroscopy. They screwed that up, which is not complex. I mean, I could explain it to a person really easily, and they go, well, that sounds really simple. Yes, and they fuck this up. Surgery that has a degree of complexity, I would really rather not. I'd like it if they pay for it, because, it's like buying a car, and it's expensive. Well, it is. I mean, the same cost. Though the surgeon I want to go to, by the way, this is kind of amusing. The surgeon is trans themselves. They were a naval flight, pilot. Then they got into medical school, and then they were a flight surgeon on a couple of NASA missions. And after I have surgery, I'm going to get a little NASA tattoo right here, so it's NASA certified. The other thing I do politically is I'm involved in an organization called Whedonites United. Joss Whedon, anyone happens to know who the hell that weirdo is? He does Buffy, Firefly, Dollhouse. He's very involved in Equality Now, an international organization for women's rights. Well, Whedonites United is a political group to raise money for Equality Now, since Joss Whedon's all behind it, and we're all like into Joss Whedon for some strange reason. Kids Need to Read, which was started by Nathan Fillion, who was Captain Malcolm Reynolds on Firefly and in the movie Serenity. He's also in Castle, if anyone watches that. And then some other local one, like we did National Cares in our last fundraising event. So those are the kind of things I do. I thought about joining the TTPC, but I'm busy, and I don't like bothering people about the law, because I know they're going to smack me or something.
Well, I've always been very political. Ever since I was a kid, my parents have been somewhat political, and then my father was, being a minister, never talked in the pulpit about anything like that. Grew up Republican. But still we voted for some Democrats. I'm from South Carolina. We voted for Strom Thurmond and Senator Hollings. One was a Democrat, one was a Republican, but they both did a lot of good for the state of South Carolina. I never thought I would ever become a Democrat. And that has really gotten to me a little bit. I belong to the Davidson County Democrat Women's Caucus. Like I said, I belong to TTEP. I belong to, let me think. TEP was, I said the Tennessee Equality Project. Someone say that? Okay, I'm sorry. I thought somebody said so. I am very political. I believe in gay, lesbian, or bisexual, transgender rights. I believe in it fully, strongly, especially transgender rights. We finally had hate crimes passed. Unfortunately, it was with the defense bill, which we did not want, but it got passed. ENDA is next, the Employment Non-Discrimination Act. A lot of people can still get fired for coming out as being trans. That is wrong. It should be, if you can do the job, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, period. But it still matters to a lot of places. And so a lot of people, we you know, being in T-Vals, you know, we've all met people we know who have lost their jobs because they transitioned on the job. Even in political offices, I mean, Georgia, Florida, people have transitioned and have been fired from their jobs. So I have always been very political, and now I'm becoming more of a Democrat. The Republicans, I know people say, well, they got the log cabin Republicans. They don't give a hoot about the log cabin Republicans. They just wish those people would just go away. They do not care because most Republicans, unfortunately, are homophobic. And they say, well, there's libertarians. Well, libertarians, they care about gay and lesbian rights and all. But as far as transgender rights, when I just tried to discuss that with some of the leaders of the Libertarian Party, because they don't believe in fighting for certain things. And I said, well, wait a minute, though. You've got those rights. I want the same rights. I want equality. So I said, all right, wait a minute. The Republicans want to throw me under the bus. The Libertarians want to throw me under the bus. Oh, crap. That leaves the Democrats. I said...
No, it's all good. Vote for everything.
So I'm not, you know, I'm very conservative as far as fiscal responsibility. I believe in the Constitution, the Second Amendment, things and all of that. But I have to, when it comes to a lot of gay and lesbian, transgender people, they're getting the same rights as everybody else. Then I have to fight for that. And I write, I call, I write, I bug the living daylights out of these people, locally, federally, statewide. We don't have hate crimes. We don't have ENDA. We're still working on that. We don't have